So before we start this episode of Zephyr 616, we stand by our Asian brothers and sisters all over the globe, especially those who reside in the United States. This is no time to hate, and we all have a part to play. Stop Asian hate. So what's good, everybody? Welcome to Zephyr 616, a Marvel podcast. I am your host, Carl Andres CA, and this week's episode is The Return. I am joined by a special guest co-host today. You might know him from the previous episodes of Zephyr 616. We have Nigel Tapay. Hello, Nigel. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
We just got back from break a few weeks ago,
yeah.
so I'm
Welcome
working
back.
on a lot of uh college recs right now. So
Speaking of previous episodes, by the way, you guys can stream the first three episodes. Plus, once this episode is out, episode 104 on Spotify and YouTube. So let's move on to the news and announcements. Let's start off with a very sad announcement. Venom Let There Be Carnage is delayed to September 17, 2021. I hope that the film is going to be worth the wait given that it's been delayed for like the nth time already. Then moving on, last night in the Philippine time, Marvel held a virtual launch event for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And in that same launch, Marvel released a new poster for the upcoming Disney Plus series Loki. Marvel President Kevin Feige shoots down the report of Chris Evans returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And personally, I do not believe Kevin Feige because they always lie. And lastly, also Kevin Feige, he addressed that Young Avengers will start popping in the MCU, which started with Billy and Tommy Maxima from WandaVision and will be followed by Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop in Hawkeye. Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop will be the leader of the Young Avengers. That's it for the news this week. We'll have a short break and we'll be right back with the breakdown of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1. Welcome back to Zephyr 616. If you haven't watched the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you may pause this podcast and go back as soon as you're finished watching the episode. And now, without further ado, here's the breakdown of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1, New World Order. So, Nigel, since there's only the two of us, what's your favorite moment from this episode, from the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
first of all, the fight scenes, especially the opening with Falcon, doing some army stuff.
Yeah,
It's nice. But what I really liked was that Bucky and the Japanese dude, like,
Yori. Yeah,
yeah, I like that they're setting up Bucky's kind of PTSD and stuff, and him, starting to adjust to uh life in the modern era.
well, for me personally, my favorite moment in this episode, same with you, the fight scene, the opening sequence of the series. And unlike WandaVision, it's really action packed. And I'm not comparing WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but yeah,
Yeah, they're very different.
they're very different, shows. And I also want to add that, what do you call this? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is somehow more mature than WandaVision in terms of, language and action. Because in the series, you can notice that from the first scene, there's already some action and, guns and all that.
I think
And yeah,
this appeals to people who like, more action heavy shows and movies, while WandaVision is basically more on sitcom enthusiasts, people
yes,
who love
agree.
comedy. So this
Yeah,
one I think is gonna be, significantly darker.
yeah.
You know,
Given given the the action sequences, I think yeah, it's going to be way darker than One Division, and also the flashback scene of Bucky, like what you said with the Japanese dude. It was really intense because I got goosebumps while watching that scene, and I also love that they're setting up the origin story of the Winter Soldier and how it's affecting you know, Bucky's new life post Blip and post, Steve leaving him. I also want to,
and
yeah, go.
I'm glad we got to see his old arm, the chrome one,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that's super classic, and I miss that.
Yeah, but it's Hydra.
Yeah,
It's Hydra, so,
looks smooth though, looks fresh.
but they removed this, what do you call this? The eyeliner, right? Am I right? The one in
Oh
his
yeah,
eye.
yeah.
They removed it though, and it's somehow vague where that scene was particularly set in the MCU, if it's like in the 90s or the 80s or 70s. It's kind of vague. But they kind of, misdirected us with that scene. Am I right? Is it only me, or did you also feel misdirected when you first watched
I
it?
thought it was gonna be like, you know, set in the present, like he's being sent to do some mission or something.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. Like post Endgame, he's back to his old ways, but it's actually a nightmare. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like
yeah,
maybe he's gonna work with the government or something. But I really like that he's more low key. He's just trying to adjust and stuff.
yeah, true.
I think I like that better. Like I think it's a better setting for Bucky right now.
Yeah, and I just want to add that there were also a lot of what do you call it, parallels and symbolisms in the series. Like, some
Like
nods to,
what comes to your mind?
yeah, like for example, the scene wherein in the alley in Brooklyn when Buck was trying to, talk to Yuri. And it was,
Oh,
yeah, it was kind of similar to Steve and Buck's first interaction in the first Avenger.
oh yeah, I didn't think
That's
about it.
that's one of my favorite parallels. And yeah, basically I'm loving the Falcon and the Winter Soldier so far. I love the writing and everything. I'm loving it, I swear. And were you surprised by Don Cheadle's cameo?
I
Not
mean, it made sense, but it made sense, but you know, I was very surprised. I didn't expect him at all because I
here,
thought he was gonna have his own series. So
yeah,
that's
he's going
the
to have
only
his
place
own
he's gonna.
series. Actually, I kind of knew it already. He's going to show up because they kind of reported it back a few months ago, I think. And then when I was watching a while ago with you guys, I was surprised that he showed up. Because same with you, I kind of expected that he's still going to show up in his own series, which is Armor Wars. And he showed up there in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And his cameo is actually fitting because he's, a soldier.
He's, yeah,
He's a
and I
high
think
ranking
he
officer.
was. I think was he there when Cap traveled back in time or something?
I actually forgot if he was there. All I can remember was Buck, Sam, and Bruce were there. I forgot about Rhodey. I think Rhodey was with Pepper and Morgan in Endgame.
But I hope this, I hope Falcon and the Winter Soldier sets up this series because it seems to
Definitely,
make the
yeah,
most sense. Makes the
yeah,
most sense. Just like how WandaVision, the ending kind of
yeah.
sets up Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange and Spider Man and somehow Loki. Yeah. But let's also talk about this, new villains. Like, for example, we have the Flag Smashers. Actually, in the comics, they were the Flag Smashers. They're not. Yeah, wait. How do I put this? In the comics, it's only the Flag Smasher. There's only one character, and I don't know how they're going to play with that character in the MCU, because in the MCU they're like a group of people who are, against the superheroes, and we do.
Can you explain the comic Flag Smasher for people like me who don't
Oh,
know
okay,
about
sure,
him?
sure, sure, sure. So give me a sec. I'm trying to process it. Wait, okay. So the Flag Smasher is a super villain in the Marvel comics, and he's like the nemesis of Captain America. He's somehow a mercenary, and basically
Like
there's only
no
one.
superpowers or anything.
I'm not really familiar with the character, but all I know is that there's only one Flag Smasher in the comics. They're not a group of people. They're not a group of
Oh,
hate. They're not a hate group in the comics. There's only one Flag Smasher. That's
maybe
all I know.
they retconned him to be the leader.
Possibly, yeah. And isn't it weird that the guy who hit Torres was strong? Do you think there's more to it? Like perhaps,
I think are you looking for theories or something?
yeah. Like, do you think
Oh,
do you think that the Flag Smashers are super soldiers, or are they mutants? Are they inhumans? Or what have you?
my my theory, like personally, I'm not sure if this is gonna actually happen, but what I think is kind of logical is maybe they had some sort of serum or something.
The super soldier thing, right?
Yeah, maybe not as strong, but
A
still,
replica or a knockoff
yeah.
of the super soldier. Yeah, because it's weird that they're strong AF, but they're just wearing masks. They kind of gave me, what do you call this? La Casa de Papel vibes when they were wearing masks. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, right. And they were like giving out masks to their, victims as well. So yeah. And yeah,
It
go.
also it's kind of funny that it kind of they were looking for new members, right? I think a while
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. During
That's
the
how
one with the
Torres
phone.
was able to infiltrate the meeting or something.
Yeah, but he failed.
But it's really funny to me that like those guys were probably waiting to get initiated or something, and then they just got arrested.
Yeah, true. And
I
also
think
I
maybe
think
it was
yeah.
maybe they were like initiating them to like cause a distraction or something, so they can get away.
Yeah, it can be part of their initiation or something. Also, can I just add though that I think Agents of Shield stands will, find the similarities between the Flag Smashers and the Watchdogs, because they have similar, you know, agendas and physical, what do you call this, costumes and masks. So yeah, I think that's a connection. Also, we were talking about Torres a while ago. Let's talk about Torres. That character has a potential. I mean, he may be a side character now, but I think that dude has a future in the MCU. What do you
I
think?
heard I heard in the comics, the Torres guy, he's like the new Falcon or something.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
like a variation of the Falcon. So my guess is, in the finale, Sam finally gets a shield back. Maybe hopefully he gets like Captain America-esque suit, and he passes the mantle of Falcon to Torres.
Yeah, yeah, he
That's what I'm
definitely has
hoping
a bright
happens.
future. Same
I hope
here,
they don't
same.
kill Torres off. He seems like a really cool character.
Yeah. And I do hope, yeah, that Sam, finally takes on the mantle of Captain America, because he deserves it. And from the looks of it, like Steve really wants him to be the next Captain America. Sorry, John Walker, I hate you. US agent. So let's move on to US agent. What are your thoughts on this character? Because I
Uh,
don't like him.
I saw I saw the set photos and obviously the trailer, so
Yeah,
I knew he was gonna appear at some point. But you know, I can't explain it. Like he pisses me off.
I think it's too early to judge him, but
I know, but
I kind
still,
of hate him already.
same.
Yeah,
He
I'm
pisses
so
me off.
sorry. I think I'm sorry to the people who love him. I'm so sorry, but
And
that's
the
just
actor
our
is
thoughts.
probably nice, but
Yeah,
uh,
true. Sorry. Probably same with, Hayward. People would hate that character too. Yeah.
and speaking of the Captain America thing,
Yes, go on.
uh, Captain America on the moon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like they didn't actually tell the public what happened and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, Nigel, I was also curious when we were watching. I was curious with how much do the Avengers actually earn? Like the characters, not the actors, obviously, but yeah, because Sam and his sister had to loan from a bank, and the thing is, the people are grateful to the Avengers for defeating Thanos, the other villains, and bringing people back to life after 5 years. And as you can see from Sam, he's really fine from the outside, but he's not in the inside. So, how much do the Avengers really earn? Because I think they deserve to earn well, like normal people.
I was asking that in WandaVision when Wanda pulls out that little map with the heart on it,
Oh yeah, the deed, the property
and I
deed.
was kind of wondering how the
It's so
okay,
weird,
I'm not gonna
right?
say it. How mm, how how TF did Vision afford a lot
You had to buy
like
a plot of
like
land.
does does Tony Stark like pay them you know give them an allowance or something? How did a robot you know earn that much money?
Yeah. Though perhaps maybe, Tony gave them allowances back when he was still alive. But now he's dead, so they can be poor. Who
But
knows?
Falcon said they get goodwill
Yeah.
so
But I think they should, Marvel should address that issue or give them a higher pay because the heroes deserve it, to be honest. And they're like us, normal people who, needs to buy stuff and all of that.
yeah, I like
So
that Marvel is showing the the realistic side
yeah,
of heroes.
they're they're very grounded and
Yeah,
true to life, right?
the
Okay. So let's talk about something next. Okay, wait lang. So let's talk about Sharon Carter and Baron Zemo. Well, they didn't technically show up in the episode, but I do hope that we'll really see them again in the next episode because as teased back in Comic Con, they're going to be key players in the series. And honestly, how do you want?
I'm
Yeah, what
I'm
are
kind of
your thoughts or
curious.
something?
I'm kind of curious how Zemo is gonna tie into the story because he doesn't seem like the type of person who would lead a terrorist organization or something.
Yeah, I think
So I'm
he's
really I'm I'm kind of wondering if maybe he's gonna, you know, be how do I say it? If he's gonna, start off like working for flag smashers or something, and maybe like, kind of separating from them or something. I'm not really sure. It's
Yeah, I
it's
think
it's a
he's not.
mystery right now.
Yeah, I think he's not connected to the Flag Smashers because it's like it's weird for
It's not
you know.
really his MO.
Yeah, and knowing Civil War, what he did in Civil War, he's like a solo flight type of dude, right? So I think he's going to be. Do you think he's going to be a good guy in the series?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe an anti-hero,
Yeah,
but
like Deadpool or Venom, right?
but he's probably not gonna work with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Actually, they might set up Thunderbolts in this series. So I hope to see a live action Thunderbolt series or a movie with,
Who's in the
Baron Zemo.
Thunderbolts again?
Okay. I think, yeah, Zemo is part of it. Who else? I'm not sure with Natasha's sister Yelena. I'm not sure with that. Let me search. Let me search for it. Because I used to watch the animated series back when I was a kid, for your information. So, yeah. Who are the May members? Wait, give me a sec. Okay, Taskmaster from Black Widow is a member of the Thunderbolts.
Oh,
They're basically anti-heroes as well.
so kind
Wait,
of like a Suicide Squad type.
yeah, they're like the Suicide Squad of Marvel. We also have Fixer, who's like a cyborg. We have Moonstone, Songbird, and Atlas. So yeah, those are the
Then Zemo.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, Zemo and Taskmaster. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the series if ever they greenlight the series for the Thunderbolts and
Yeah, that would
they
be
set up. That would be
interesting.
dope.
Or maybe a movie.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so before I ask you another question, let's look into the main characters not really interacting in this series because Sam and Bucky, they're the leads, obviously, of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But isn't it amazing that even though they didn't interact, the first episode worked really well and we just keep on wanting more?
I think what's good about the series is that, if this was a movie, they'd probably, have this episode condensed into maybe like a 10-minute, you know,
Scene or
scene.
something.
And then
Yeah.
after that, they're gonna get together. But, you know, I like that they took the first episode, like showing them adjusting to life after the blip,
Yeah. That's
you
great.
know, that, they're actually developing their backstory.
Yeah. And how the blip affected these characters and, losing Steve. Actually, aside from the Avengers salary, there's another question I have in
Oh,
mind.
by
Oh,
the way,
yes. Go,
sorry,
go, go.
to
Yeah,
bring
just go.
about it. I found it really weird that Bucky, who's Cap's best friend, wasn't there. When Sam gave the shield back.
What? He was there, right?
No, when Sam gave the shield to the government at the start.
Oh, sorry. I thought the one in the Endgame one. Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah,
there.
I find it really weird that he was Steve's best friend, but he
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
there.
True, Nigel. But he's all the way in Brooklyn. Yeah, he was in Brooklyn, but the
And
event was in
they were
Washington.
in Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, where was I? A while ago, before we talked about Bucky not being in the event of the Shield thing, aside from the Avengers salary, I have this one question in mind. Where is Steve? Like the old man Steve. And there's also this conspiracy theory that Torres was talking about that Steve went to the special moon base So, what are your thoughts on this?
Um, like I said a while ago, it's funny that they haven't told the public that he's old and stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping they'll clarify is whether he's still alive or not. Because last time we saw him, he was like what 90 or something.
I think 100 plus.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literal age. Okay, not like you know, not counting the time he was born.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, same with you. I think we do need answers regarding Steve's current condition, if he's still alive, if he went back to the alternate timeline or something. And I just want to say though that the moon base, I think, is a reference to the Inhumans series. Because back in that series, the Inhumans are staying on the moon. And perhaps, I don't know what's happening, honestly, but maybe Sword has a base there also. And then Steve decided to stay there for good. Who knows?
I'm curious though, like what your opinion on this is. But do you think uh it would make sense if Chris Evans came back, did old man Steve again for like one last time,
Like,
or
as
do you think,
Old Man Steve?
yeah, or would you prefer that his send off was an ending?
Oh, that's a little bit challenging. Okay. So, as you know, and as the listeners know, uh, Chris Evans is rumored to return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And a lot of people didn't like the ending of Endgame, especially the Steggy ending. Personally, I did like the ending as well. I mean, it's okay that he went back in time, but I did like the fact that he went back to Peggy after all these years. And it somehow ruined the ending of Agent Carter, the series. But if it weren't for that, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. times wouldn't get Daisy Sousa, Daniel Sousa, and Daisy Johnson. Oh, also, Nigel, for your reference, Daniel Sousa was rather Peggy Carter's ex, and then he was the ex-director of Shield also, and he's another man out of time like Steve and Buck. So yeah, he's in the present timeline now. So going back, okay, let me think. I don't prefer him going back as old man Steve, because I think even though I didn't like the ending of Endgame, it somehow closed the story arc for his character already. But I do want him to return as Captain America from the multiverse. Because it would make sense if he's from the multiverse. Or he can return as, Human Torch. So yeah, those are my thoughts regarding Chris Evans returning. Did you like comprehend
Um,
all those? Yeah.
yeah. So personally, I'm okay if he shows up, but I'm also okay if they leave the story as is.
Yeah.
But when on the ending, on the traveling back in time to Peggy,
Yeah.
I think they were setting up. I think in Age of Ultron that Cap was finally gonna move on and stuff. Accept.
Yeah. That's what I felt too when I was watching AOU.
So I thought, you know, uh, he was just gonna retire probably in Endgame, but I think that would make the most sense. But uh, the happiest ending for him would be, of course, the return to Teddy,
Yeah.
which I know isn't the most uh, story wise, the most logical thing story wise, but I still like it,
Yeah.
even though it didn't make that much sense.
Okay. So before we wrap up, Nigel, I just want to add that The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a great extension or a spin-off to the Captain America franchise. And there are rumors, by the way, of Peggy Carter, Haley Atwell returning to the main MCU timeline, which is the present day, post blip. And before I ask you your thoughts, I just want to share my thoughts on this because I think she's returning for what do you call this? I think it's for the Captain Britain Corps. I'm not sure. But yeah, she's part of that in the comics. And basically, they're going to pluck her out of the past, I think. And do you think it can work bringing her back to the main MCU timeline?
I kind of want to see Haley Atwell back, but I don't think it would tie into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, I don't think it would kind of make sense for her to make an appearance in the series.
Yeah, honestly,
But
it's a bit
that's
off.
just my personal opinion. That's just my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. It's a bit off though, right? Because she's from
Yeah, kinda.
another time. And there's too many of them already in the present time. Like people blocked out of their, old timelines and it's getting messier. But I think let's just trust Marvel if it's going to work or not. If it works, why not, right? We're
Yeah,
fans,
sure. Let's
so
see.
yeah, we'll see. So to wrap it up, Nigel, what do you hope to see in the next episodes of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Like what I said a while ago in the finale, I hope Falcon finally gets the red, white, and blue suit
Oh, yeah.
like in the comics, and uh, I just I'm just super excited for them to get together, for Bucky and Sam to finally meet,
Yeah,
and of course Zemo.
true.
I'm excited to see how it's gonna fit into all of this. So yeah, that's it.
Okay.
What about you?
For me,
What are you looking forward to?
okay. So, like what you said, I'm really excited for Sam the Falcon to finally take on the mantle of Captain America. And also, I'm really excited for, the character of Torres because watching the first episode made me believe in his character, even though he's just a side character. I'm already in love with his character. And like what I said also a while ago, that his character has potential. And also, I'm really excited to see Sharon Carter back as well as Zemo. And I think they're going to play along with the most wanted storyline with what do you call this, with Sharon Carter's arc. So I'm really excited to see that. And yeah, I also hope that we see them in future team up series or films such as Secret Invasion or Avengers 5. That's it.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes, go.
Um, right in the trailer, did I say in the trailer?
Trailer.
We see Sam, practicing, throwing the shield
Ah,
with
yeah.
Bucky.
Yeah.
But right now in episode one, the shield is currently with what's the name of
US
the
US
U.S.
agent.
agent?
Yeah.
So does he like steal it from it or something?
Oh, I haven't thought of that, but I think he's going to steal it.
Maybe
He's going,
he steals it and then the government is after him or something. I'm not really
yeah,
sure.
probably. Then that would be like the setup for the final battle of the series. That can work.
Yeah, I was kind of my initial assumption was that that scene was like gonna be in the first episode,
Episode.
right in the
Actually,
first episode,
yeah.
before he gives it away. But I never really thought, he was gonna give it away in the first episode.
Well, Marvel did a great job of misdirecting us again. They're experts at that. Probably, actually, it's just weird that we're not really, talking about theories in this episode of Zephyr 616. We're like talking about, you know, our thoughts only. And it's kind of weird to talk about theories given
Like
what happened in One Division.
we're just dissecting, the information right now because it's a
Yeah,
lot
it's a lot to
from
take
one
in.
episode only. Yeah.
True. And I think I'm traumatized by what happened in One Division. Like, I think all of our theories didn't,
Yeah,
Or
I don't want to
yeah,
make theories again. I'm
same.
just gonna get hurt.
Except for the Darkhold though. That's the only theory that I got right. But the rest, no, we didn't. So yeah. Anyways, Nigel, where can I find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Nigel James Tapay. Yeah, that's it. Should I plug Abe's too?
Yeah, go for it.
You can follow Abe. He's not here right now, but you can follow him. AJ Almanto also on Instagram.
So yeah. Abe, good luck in your schoolwork. Also you, Nigel, by the way, since you just came back from the break, I wish you all the best in your ACADS. So yeah.
Thank
And
you.
of course, if you want to know my immediate reactions from the latest episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you can follow me on Twitter at FanboyCA, on Instagram at the Carlin Dress, and on FB at CarlinDressCA. You can also give Zephyr616 a follow on Instagram and Twitter at Zephyr616 underscore. You may tag us with your thoughts and when you post your fan arts or memes for a chance to be featured on our socials. This is Zephyr 616. New episode every Friday at 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST, and 11 a.m. Manila time on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you for listening and see you next week.